Friedrich Nietzsche's three metaphors of the spirit, the camel, the lion, and the child. Friedrich Nietzsche, one of the most influential philosophers of the 19th century, introduced a unique way of understanding human growth and transformation. He used three symbols or metaphors, the camel, the lion, and the child, to describe different stages that a person must go through in order to achieve true freedom and self-realization. Nietzsche's philosophy often explores themes of power, individual strength, and inner transformation, but he saw these things not as steps we simply achieve but as evolutions of the spirit. This article will take a closer look at what each of these three metaphors means, why Nietzsche chose these specific symbols, and how these stages reflect the journey toward becoming who we truly are. The first metaphor Nietzsche uses is the camel, and this stage represents the beginning of the journey. Imagine a camel, large, resilient, and capable of carrying heavy loads across long, challenging distances. Nietzsche's camel symbolizes a person who, at this stage, takes on burdens and responsibilities given by society, family, religion, or other forces. This is the part of ourselves that says yes to expectations, rules, and traditions without question. For example, in life, many of us take on roles without much questioning, whether it is as a student, an employee, or a citizen. We follow certain norms because it is what is expected of us. The camel, in Nietzsche's view, represents obedience, loyalty, and duty. In this stage, we accept the weight of these values and ideals because society has conditioned us to see them as good or necessary. The camel endures challenges and follows paths already set by others, seeking approval and security in following what has always been done. Nietzsche believed that we must start here because it is only by fully understanding these values and bearing these responsibilities that we can move forward. The next stage Nietzsche describes is the lion. This is a powerful shift from the camel stage, moving away from obedience and into rebellion. Imagine a lion, a fierce and powerful creature that does not let others tell it what to do. For Nietzsche, the lion symbolizes the need to reject and challenge authority. This stage represents a form of self-discovery, where the individual begins to question and even reject the rules and expectations that they once accepted without question. The lion does not simply seek to throw off its burdens, it actively fights against them. Nietzsche called this spirit the no-saying spirit, where a person must confront all the musts and shoulds of life, the duties, traditions, and societal norms. To truly become independent, Nietzsche believed that we must destroy the power these norms have over us. It is about claiming our freedom, saying no to what no longer aligns with our inner values, and asserting our right to define our own path. At this stage, the lion confronts the dragon. Nietzsche speaks about a dragon covered in scales that all say, "Thou shalt." Each scale represents a rule, a norm, or a belief that has been imposed upon us, that tells us what we must do and who we must be. The lion's task is to say no to this dragon, to reject the authority of the "thou shalt," and to affirm itself as an individual. After the rebellion and independence of the lion comes the third and final stage, the child. This is a surprising transition because, after the fierce defiance of the lion, Nietzsche envisions the ultimate goal of transformation as becoming like a child. But why a child? For Nietzsche, the child represents innocence, creativity, and the ability to embrace life without the burdens of the past. Where the camel bore the burdens and the lion rebelled against them, the child moves beyond both. The child is free, not because it has never known burdens or rules, but because it has moved past them. In this stage, the child symbolizes a return to a state of playfulness, openness, and creativity. It is the spirit of yes-saying, where one can create new values, new meanings, and a new way of being without being tied down by the weight of old rules or the need to fight against them. The child does not simply reject the norms, nor does it carry them as burdens. It creates its own path, its own values. It is in this spirit of play and creation that Nietzsche sees the ultimate expression of freedom. To reach this stage, one must embrace life fully, accept oneself, and recognize that true strength comes not from blindly following or endlessly rebelling, but from a kind of joyful freedom where one creates one's own values and lives authentically. The child symbolizes the potential to invent and reinvent oneself, living by inner truth rather than external expectations. In Nietzsche's view, this childlike spirit is not about naivete but about a deeper wisdom, a kind of innocence gained after experiencing and overcoming both obedience and rebellion. These three stages, camel, lion, and child, are not just phases that we pass through once. They can be seen as cycles we revisit in different areas of life. For instance, someone may go through a camel phase in their career, accepting responsibilities and following established paths, before eventually questioning the meaning of their work in a lion phase, and, ultimately, finding a way to express their unique talents creatively, like a child. Nietzsche's metaphorical journey offers a framework to understand personal growth beyond just following or rebelling against societal rules. The camel, lion, and child embody how we can move from mindless obedience to critical independence, and finally, to creative self-expression. Nietzsche believed that human life gains value through this journey, as each stage allows us to understand a different part of what it means to be human. Instead of seeing life in black and white, Nietzsche's philosophy encourages us to look at how we can take responsibility for creating our own meaning. We all begin life, in many ways, as camels, carrying the loads that our families, cultures, and societies hand us. Some of us may never question those loads, but for Nietzsche, the journey to true freedom demands that we become lions, daring to challenge and dismantle them. Finally, the ultimate form of freedom, the child, represents the wisdom to build something new, to find joy in creation, and to embrace life with a sense of wonder and openness. Nietzsche's metaphors still hold relevance in today's world, where many people experience pressure from societal norms, workplace expectations, or cultural values. People often go through stages where they simply follow what society expects of them, only to later question and challenge those norms. For some, this can lead to frustration or even an identity crisis, but Nietzsche's philosophy offers a pathway to navigate these stages. For example, a person might start their career with certain expectations, striving to meet the demands placed on them by their family, colleagues, or culture. This can be a valuable learning stage where they develop skills and a sense of discipline. But as they progress, they might feel the need to challenge these expectations and ask themselves if they are truly happy. They may enter the lion phase, questioning whether they want to continue on their current path or pursue something more aligned with their true desires. Eventually, if they reach a point of self-acceptance and freedom, they may find themselves in the child phase, where they can approach their life with a renewed sense of purpose and creativity. Nietzsche's three stages can be a helpful reminder that personal growth is not a linear journey. It is normal to go through cycles of obedience, rebellion, and creation as we evolve and redefine who we are. This approach invites us to see life as a series of transformations rather than a fixed path. Nietzsche believed that living with courage means embracing these transformations and accepting that life is filled with uncertainties. Instead of clinging to what is familiar or fighting against it, we can learn to create something new from our experiences, evolving into individuals who live authentically. If you enjoyed this exploration of Nietzsche's philosophy, please like and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. Thank you for watching.